Everyone, what's up? It's Betrayal. Welcome back to my channel. Hi, how are you doing? Yes, I'm back on camera for once. Yes, I've just got a shitty kind of plain top on. I'm sitting here doing my makeup, and while I'm doing this, we're going to get into some of the YouTuber drama that's been happening recently with Ethan Klein, Trisha, Paytas, Keemstar, and also Gabby Hanna as well, a little tiny bit. This whole thing has been going on for the last sort of 2 weeks, really. I would say it feels like 2 weeks. It might only be a week, but it feels like two. It's one of those, you know, one of those really kind of weird ones where it feels like, you know, because Trisha made videos, then Keemstar made videos on Twitter, then you've got Ethan Klein on the H3 podcast also making videos. Everyone's making videos and it's going around in circles, and I'm like, oh, you know, feel like I'm spinning a little bit with it. But we're going to get into it while I sit here and paint my face. I've just done my face, and I am going to use the little Star Ranch palette from Jeffree Star Cosmetics while we get into this, because this video I think is kind of interesting when you go and watch the H3 podcast that was recently uploaded. The one where Ethan was talking a lot about Trisha, saying he's done with her and all of this. Girl, the drama. So recently I made a video where Keemstar had revealed that he was going to be having Trisha Paytas on his Mum's Basement podcast. There was so much drama around this, around Trisha going on Keemstar's podcast, because of course Trisha, all this time, all along, Trisha has been besties with Ethan Klein, who is Keemstar's kind of arch rival, Keemstar's enemy, if you will. So Ethan was popping off on Twitter about how he felt betrayed that Trisha would go on Keemstar's podcast, betraying him like that and all of this. It was a lot. But then Ethan went ahead and actually talked about Keemstar's girlfriend. This is what started the whole drama between Keemstar, Trisha Paytas and Ethan Klein. It was Ethan kind of talking about Keemstar's girlfriend, who is 20 years old. Now, she's a 20-year-old woman, so she's a legal adult. So for me, I really didn't see the problem in Keemstar dating a 20-year-old woman, right? But first of all, what happened was Trisha Paytas popped off in a YouTube video calling Keemstar basically a P word and saying that this woman was too young for him. Everything, the relationship was problematic. You know, Keemstar's, what, nearly 40, and he shouldn't be with somebody this young. So it was all really started by Trisha Paytas. She started the whole entire thing. Then, of course, Ethan Klein, being Keemstar's enemy, went on his own H3 podcast, and he was bad-mouthing Keemstar, Keemstar's girlfriend. He had a fake caller call in to the H3 podcast, pretending to be Keemstar's girlfriend. They said some derogatory things about Keemstar's girlfriend and also Keemstar, saying that his bits weren't working and stuff like this. Okay, so I think first of all I'm going to grab the shade Grand Prismatic, which is this lovely bright blue one here. I have already kind of tried this palette out once, but not on camera, so I thought I'd jump on here and play with it while we chat about all the drama. So because Ethan Klein popped off about Keemstar's relationship and Keemstar's girlfriend, saying all those derogatory things, Keemstar then reported Ethan Klein to Susan Wojcicki, who is of course like the whole final boss of YouTube. Keemstar reported Ethan Klein to YouTube. Ethan Klein and the H3 podcast guys then got like a whole week suspension. Their video returning to YouTube was quite funny, because they did this whole little skit about like what the crew would be doing and stuff. You know, like one of them was out busking, another one was, you know, being zen and everything. It was quite funny. That little bit was funny to watch. That skit at the start, that was cute. But then, you know, of course, Ethan is continuing on his podcast now to talk about how he feels betrayed by Trisha Paytas. Okay, now I'm going to grab this Casper Mountain shade here and just go above this bright blue and use it to kind of blend and highlight a bit above that. So Ethan is big mad now. Big mad. He's big mad with Trisha because all this time while Trisha's been on the Frenemies podcast with Ethan, Trisha's been the one to be really calling out people like Jason Nash, David Dobrik, the whole vlog squad. Trisha's been really calling them out, especially when it comes to things like SA. We had the whole Dirty Dom thing where he was accused of something really, really awful, which I did make videos on at the time. Also, what you've got with Trisha teaming up with Keemstar. Of course, Keemstar is always being called out for being kind of victim blaming, victim shaming, all of that stuff. Keemstar gets called out for that a lot on Twitter. He was really called out for it over the whole Justin Paradise and Jake Paul thing, which again, that is also something that I made videos on ages ago, months ago, when that whole thing happened with Jake Paul, where Justin Paradise was claiming that Jake Paul had orally essayed her. I made a video about that, and Keemstar made a video on Twitter. It was like a little 2-minute rant video saying that he didn't think a woman could be orally assaulted. Keemstar was very much like, oh, well, you just turn your head away kind of thing, you know. So Keemstar has been called out for victim blaming and victim shaming, yet you've had Trisha Paytas over on Frenemies kind of trying to be a voice for victims and trying to really champion victims and survivors. And now it seems like Trisha's done a complete 180 by going on Keemstar's Mum's Basement podcast. The whole thing is nuts. Really, really nuts. I'm sitting here like, how did Trisha go from hating Keemstar to then, oh, I'm going to go on Keemstar's podcast and have a laugh with him? I don't get it. I don't, like, it seems very strange behaviour from Trisha. Okay, now I think I'm going to take this darker blue here in the palette, which is called Winter Wind. It is also a shimmer. Actually, while I'm here, I will pop swatches from this palette up here so you guys can see the colours, because this palette is actually one that was exclusively available in the mystery boxes, but it is going to be coming out soon, so I'll pop the swatches in this video for you as well. But like, going back to Trisha Paytas saying that it's like strange behaviour of her to do this, to kind of betray Ethan in this way, is it really strange behaviour from her? Because, you know, I think a lot of us have seen, especially like a lot of us who are drama channels or commentary channels, you know, a lot of us have seen that Trisha kind of tends to do this in friendships. You know, Trisha does tend to kind of betray people and sabotage relationships. I mean, if you think about this time last year, Trisha was going off on Ryland Adams and Shane Dawson, and Trisha's been friends with Shane Dawson for over 10 years. So like, to me, how do you destroy a friendship of over 10 years? And a lot of that with Trisha destroying that friendship of over 10 years with Shane Dawson was because Ryland Adams had Jeffree Star on the SIP podcast with Lizzie Gordon. I remember that. I remember that well. When Jeffree Star appeared on that podcast, Trisha was all kind of up in arms about it. Oh my God, how can you betray me like that? Oh, I was suicidal because of Jeffree Star, all this stuff. Trisha was really, really going off about that.
And also she goes, oh, just talk to Gabby. Let's not forget that the entire reason that Trisha literally dropped her best friend, Shane Dawson, of many years, is because Jeffree Star went on his husband's podcast. And she ended the whole friendship with her best friend of many years just because of that. And I'm meant to believe that she wouldn't care if Gabby Hanna came on my podcast. Of course she would. She would have a total breakdown, and I wouldn't do that to her now or then.
I think what's going on recently with Trisha is people are now starting to see that Trisha is never consistent. They're never keeping their story straight. It's coming out that they've lied about things, even about their dog, the little dog, the Pomeranian mukbang. You know, Jason and David got that little puppy for Trish because Trish wanted the puppy, wanted a puppy. Trish and their mom, they wanted a puppy. David and Jason apparently got them the puppy, and then Trish went on record saying, oh, they dumped it on me. I didn't want this dog. They dumped it on me. But yet there's video evidence of Trish saying, oh, I'd really love a little Pomeranian. My mum and I would really like a little Pomeranian. So it's like, which one is it, Trish? You know, we're all a little bit confused. It's like, you've said one thing here, you've said one thing there. So which one is the truth? It's like, help us out here a bit, you know? Will the real Trisha Paytas please stand up? Okay, loves, I'm going to go. I'm going to leave this little video right here. I'm going to say take care, stay safe, stay well. Love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. If you're new, thank you. Also, I really do appreciate it. Love you guys. Let me know what you think about all the drama, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.